Well, something like this is inevitable. I mean, right? It was bound to happen. I just hoped that I would be a little bit better prepared for it than I am right now. It came at the worst time possible. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to try and help your game. I ruin my game out here week in and week out, trying out different stuff for you, different techniques, different drills, swing methods, products, all of that stuff. Before I get into something I want to show you new for this week, I got to apologize. I cannot show you the results as I promised that I would this week of the Mike Malaska drill. If you remember last week's episode, I showed you a Mike Malaska drill and I said I thought it had great promise. I was going to spend every single day between the last video and this video trying to work that drill to see if it made some kind of a decent difference in just 1 week. Well, I've actually injured myself. I know I don't look like it. I still move around. Everything's fine. I'm not on crutches. There's no casts. But I've injured myself because I listened to a teacher on a golf video after a comment from a viewer. I was trying it out. Maybe I'd want to make videos on it. I'll give you a real brief explanation here. Really quick, before we get into this week's video, a company in San Diego, California reached out to me all the way over here in little old North Carolina and said, hey, GTD, we'd love to send you one of our products. And they sent me this Sunday golf bag, otherwise known as a pencil bag. It holds about 8 clubs. There's a divider in the middle. It's got a hard plastic handle, and it's made by a company called Sunday Golf. But look at the custom embroidery. The GTD dummy head logo on the bag, real top quality. You've got Velcro here for your golf glove. You've got elastic pockets for your tees. You've got places where you can move this nice, really well padded strap around to suit your needs, and it's adjustable. You've got a fabric mesh elastic pocket there. You got another small pocket here behind this logo, and also you've got a thermal insulated place here for either a cold bottle of water or a hot pastrami sandwich. Again, leather on the bottom. You've got a short pocket over here on this side, a big long pocket over on this side. This does everything. That handle right there is really sturdy as well. Please go show Sunday Golf some love. I really appreciate them to reaching out for me. I'll have this baby on course as soon as I can get out there, but let me explain to you why I'm not playing golf right now. So there's a teacher named Jimmy Ballard. He's been coaching for decades. He's coached Hal Sutton, Paul Azinger, Seve Ballesteros, Rocco Mediate, Curtis Strange. He's been around for a long time. He's got a really simple swing method. You want your butt under you more and you want to stand taller. You want your spine more vertical rather than being bent over at an angle. That's number one. And number two, you want your arms pinned against your torso, elbows down, pointing at your hip pointers, your palms up as if you're going to catch a heavy sack of potatoes that somebody's going to throw down on you and then get rid of it. That harkens back to Hogan. Some of his inspiration seems to be from Hogan, where he said he wanted his elbows down all the time and he really wanted to pin his left arm to the side of his chest. Now that's all well and good, but then Hal Sutton had this analogy that he gave in one of his videos that I took just a little bit too far, where he speaks about an electrical plug coming out of the inside of your arm and an outlet underneath on the side right here, and you plug that outlet in and you keep it there. You don't let it unplug and you don't let it bend the prongs by going in and out. You really want to pin that left arm to the side of your torso and keep it there throughout the swing with your elbows down. Well, I took it a little bit too far and I was really squeezing that arm in there, and I made, I don't know, about 17,486 swings out here with it, just giving it, the full GTD treatment. And I've actually torn a piece of my costal cartilage in my chest. The costal cartilage is where your ribs actually connect to your sternum. It is the meat that holds those together to give it almost like a little bit of a shock absorber, so it has a little bit of flex in it. But that costal cartilage, if it gets torn, has to have time to heal, and that healing process could take anywhere from 4 to 12 weeks. But there's a problem with that. Springtime is coming here to North Carolina. The pollen from the trees and the flowers and the birds and the bees and the ants and all of the other little histamines that are running around in the air, and I am allergic. And being allergic, I'm also a violent sneezer. I love efficiency. I like to be efficient, and the whole reason that you sneeze is to try and get some sort of contaminant or something out of your lungs. You need to get it out, right? So instead of using 7 really small fairy-like sneezes to get it out, I like to do it in one huge blast. And when you do a really hard sneeze, which I have no control over, it's just my nature, you really expand your rib cage violently and quickly. And when you do that, all those little guys in there that have been working so hard to weld your cartilage back to your sternum, well, you just ruined all the progress that they made, and it's not very good for the entire healing process. Now, the really funny part of all this is that it's a little bit of a blessing in disguise. I had this dream. I woke up. It was one of those dreams where it's just before you wake up. I don't know if that's actually what happens, but it seemed like it was just before I woke up, and it woke me up out of bed, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. And I got home from work that day, and I came out here and I started to mess with it just a little bit. And all I was doing was just making these little motions, because I can't do anything with my chest really well. But the dream that I had was I could see, because I'd taken so many videos down the line, I was dreaming about those videos, and I kept seeing this inside takeaway. It's like, oh, why can I not get it to go more out here? Why is it coming so far below the plane? And it's so simple that I almost hate myself because I hadn't seen it until now. See if you can spot the difference between these two takeaways and what causes the difference. Here's takeaway number one. Right? I'll do it again. Takeaway number one. Right? Here's takeaway number two. Do it again. What's the difference? Takeaway number one, the first thing that I'm doing is turning that hip and opening it up. That is my first move. I'm turning the hip and opening this up. When I do that, before my hands even have time to react, look, I've already pulled my hands inside. When I turn my hip, I've already pulled my hands inside. I haven't moved my shoulders in relation to my hips. I haven't started to fold the arms. I haven't even moved the arms. I'm not pulling this elbow up. Look, I'm taking it away inside. Swing number two, I'm not moving the hips. Matter of fact, I'm focused on keeping my right knee back here still and flexed, and then let my shoulders turn around that fixed knee. So watch this takeaway. Oh my God, look, goes right back to the camera. Look at that. And then from here, it just folds up, and I can't do it right now, but it folds up and goes around that shoulder. Look at this. Comes right back on the plane. It's so simple. Why haven't I thought of it before? Oh man, that is crisp. It's super crisp. I'm obviously barely swinging. There is very little intention behind that. There's very little intention behind that. All right, one more, and then I got to quit before I rip my chest apart. Okay. Oh. Okay, no, we're quitting. That's it. We're done. Here's the big problem with doing what I do. And I know that there's a lot of you out there that do the exact thing that I do. You're constantly messing with all this other stuff, and you're looking at tips, and you're trying to implement them. And I've said this before. You can't take the transmission off of a Ford and pop it into a Chevy and then put like the seats out of a Baja Desert Cruiser. Look, I don't know cars. I'm just saying you can't take a bunch of different parts from a bunch of different cars and slap them together and make them work. They're not going to work efficiently. They're not compatible. It's like trying to take potato chips and put it into your computer instead of microchips. It's not going to work, right? It needs to be of the same philosophy. So stop me if you've heard this one, okay? There's golf teachers. They're giving some one-off tip. Maybe it's a little short on YouTube, and it's just 30 seconds, and it's like, you know, if you really want to get power, you should really open up your hips on the way back. Let your hips open up. Now your shoulders can travel further, and kablam, you'll hit the ball 1 trillion miles further. And that's probably not a bad tip as long as you include the rest of their philosophy with it. You can't just plug that into any swing and have it work, because some people, they have an inside takeaway just like I do. That's only going to exacerbate the situation. Exaggerate the situation. There are also other teachers right beside that little YouTube clip. You might find another 30-second clip from another golf coach that's going to tell you, keep the right flex in your leg, make sure you keep it there, and you swing around the right flex in that leg. Well, that tip is, again, that could be a great tip. You don't know. It's not something you can just plug in, because some people, maybe they take it away really outside. Maybe they do this. Maybe they lift it away. And so if they keep the right leg there, they're going way outside the plane. Maybe they need to open up the hip so that they take it back on the right plane. It's not so simple as just being able to take a tip like that. That's not universal. It's not going to work for everybody. And for me, seeing as how I'm taking the club away inside, it's being taken away inside because I'm opening the hips at the beginning. I need to keep the hips kind of closed and let my shoulders lead the swing and keep the flex in that right leg and then swing down through it. Look at how that moves. That changes everything. Of course, I can't make a full swing out here right now because I'm injured so bad, but when I can make a full swing. Guys, thanks so much for all the support. I apologize for not being able to come through on my promise to deliver the 1 week Mike Malaska drill test, but hopefully I redeemed myself just a little bit with this drill, this sort of position, this sort of focus. Like I said, get out on the range, try both. Try turning the hip and straightening the leg. Try keeping the right leg flexed and keep the right hip in the same position. See which one works out better for you. If you've got that inside takeaway, maybe it's because you're taking it away by moving your right hip out of the way first, and you need to allow your shoulders to start turning before the right hip moves. Give that a shot. Give me a thumbs up on the video. I appreciate all the support. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.